What's going on? Pretty bit different of a setup today. Pretty bit different. Very different setup today. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Gamer? Good to see you here, man. I got my chat monitor down below now, which actually, this is making me want to just turn up the brightness a little bit here. I'm realizing that this camera is a little dark, but so I have a giant painting here. What's up, Mr. Gamer? By the way, I think I said that already. Hope you're having a good day, man. I'm so scatterbrained right now, just trying to get this new setup going. But basically, this is a big 3x4 foot painting in front of me here. It actually looks smaller than it is because of the way the camera is. But I've like set up my whole stream setup now so that I can do a big painting here, and then this desk you can't see here is like for my smaller drawings, and then I got my gaming setup behind me. But I really wanted to like figure out a way to do larger paintings, and so I have another monitor on the floor here so I can see chat. I'm a little bit more disabled today in the sense of like typing and turning around and using the controls of the computer, but my equipment is improving. I'm trying. It's been a slow climb with the improvement of equipment. I would say that some things are still overall pretty cheap, like the webcams, but you know, they've been going strong for a while, so I have no need to replace them. However, I was trying a palette cam over here, and I couldn't get it to work, so I just figured I'd just do my good old face cam. You can see me facing you this way on this camera now, but because I'm going to be painting like this, I had to set up this camera here, so it might be a little silly to like see two Jokums this whole time. However, we will try it out. Also, my mic is much farther away, so I hope you all can hear me good. I'm going to try to talk a little louder and clearer. Now that my voice is back, I feel 100%, which is amazing. Also, the angle's looking up at me a little bit. It's the best angle I could get for now. And you'll probably get this angle sometimes when I have to stand up, but I can just turn around and look at you there. So that's basically it. This is the new setup, but not gonna really see a drawing from beginning to end today. Gonna just be working on this painting for a few hours, but anyway. However, I watched your videos you sent me the other day, Mr. Gamer, and seems like it's a whole lot of the same shenanigans. Both stories. And I pretty much still have the same opinion. Don't do it. So the reason why I wasn't gonna do, like, I wanted to show my palette over here where I'm mixing, but the reason why it didn't work out, I filled it up with an event and chat instead. But anyway, long story short, when it comes to USB cables, 13 feet is about the maximum you can go before you need an active USB cable, which is a USB cable that has a power cord plugged into it, and then you can go as far as you want. I have like a 50 foot or 30 foot powered USB cable. Anyway, this ended up being a long story and not a short one. The USB cable that I have coming from my computer to the palette cam is a little too long, so there's a whole lot of like flickering going on, and I just couldn't get it to stop. I think someday when I have more money to improve the cameras, I will have more of like a hub situation, if that makes sense. And it's also saying my alert box is broken for some reason. It shouldn't be though. Let me see if this works. This is a test on a test file. Let's see. Yeah, it seems to work. It showed up on stream. I don't want to mess around with it too much. I already wasted too much time today trying to set it up. Anyway, I'm sure Stephanie will be hopping in here soon. Anyway, how goes it, Mr. Gamer? I'll be turning around a lot because my streaming setup's behind me. Maybe if I actually move this up, you can see it more maybe. Yeah, I guess you can see me mixing here a little bit. That's cool. It'll be worth moving it around a little bit. With these kind of projects, it always takes me a minute to get going. Get the colors mixing. Trying to decide what brush I want over here. I want a flat brush, but one that isn't huge. I want a small one. This brush is broken. My brush situation is getting a little deteriorated here. Here we go. This is a good one, I think. I'll roll with it. I got my water right here. Can't see the point, but don't really need a camera on that. So this is a commission painting I've been working on for a bit. It's probably not going to be clear exactly what it is yet, and for a while, like in the sense of how it looks on camera yet. I had a really difficult time color correcting the camera today so that the painting looked as close as possible, and unfortunately, to be honest, the colors don't look quite exactly like they do on the painting, and I found that to always be the case. But it's alright. And I realized one of y'all sent some bits the other day, and that's a total random subject jump. And I missed it because my alert box wasn't set up, so that's why I spent time getting that set up. So hopefully anytime someone donates today, or specifically with sending bits or stars, it will show up on stream this time. I need to get myself a couple rags to wipe my paintbrush with. One second. Alright. Conrad, what's up, dude? Good to see you here, man. Drastically different setup today. I have a triple stream setup now. I can do large paintings, smaller drawings, and then my gaming. So there we go. Basically, I'm going to be bringing in some highlights on the ground here. Going to be working in some of the center. The idea is basically, you can't see them yet, they're kind of blocked in over here, but it's about the last joint, meteor coming down, and these two people over here are watching the meteor come down. And when I go through these paintings, they're quite the process. They change drastically sometimes from what they looked like, and also a lot of the times I'm trying to find the right lighting and color for a while before I lock it in. So today will be probably a much slower pace stream. You can see them. You can see me mixing a little bit, huh? I'm not blocking it. Oh. Slide over when I'm mixing a little bit. Trying to keep it consistent with the same colors. I need to get a little bit of blue on here, just a dash. I hop around a lot with these two. The blue is I can't watch on, sorry, but I'm very excited for the end result of this. Totally fine, brother. I'm glad you hopped in. Good to see you. It's gonna be a bit before it's the final product, so you'll be able to see the stages. So first 10 minutes really is mixing some color. Almost always. I'm getting quicker at finding the color because I've played with them a lot now. And apologies, sometimes I'm gonna have to kind of be in front of the painting. I realize that with this setup, it's like kind of the best I could get it as far as compromise between the camera having a good shot and me being able to have somewhat of a enjoyable painting experience. Because that's one thing I've realized is like I totally have to make sure I'm comfortable. In the past I used to like put the camera I would prioritize the camera's comfort over me, put it that way. I start by dabbing this color a little bit. And normally I'd like to have it so you can zoom in a little bit better and zoom out a little bit better, but it's gonna be a fixed shot today. And I invented this rig with wood the other day. It's basically these hooks, and I have these elastics tightened so that it has a good stiffness to it. So I was hoping it wouldn't be too bouncy, so we'll see. If it gets too bouncy, I can probably add another hook. And I realize now my painting hand's gonna be in front of me sometimes. You ever have that feeling like something's crawling in your pants, but you're second guessing yourself? I swear that's happening to me right now. Does seem a little blared out, huh? not quite. It's a little bit. There we go. I feel like that's a little bit better. That slight darken. Honestly, y'all are seeing it a little bit better in the glare sense than I am. It's one annoying thing is with this, I've had such a terrible time trying to light my situation over here with this painting. Anyway, just gonna chill. We're chilling. There she is! I was waiting for it. It's actually happening. Yes, the camera setup's a little funny. I'm not gonna go through the whole spiel again. But also, I don't know why that just dipped majorly. I'll refix that. I feel like the lighting just changed outside. I've had such a challenge getting this thing to look right today. Brighten that up, maybe a little more contrast. And then maybe, nope. Like, unfortunately, I've sat here and tweaked this for an hour now, and I'm still sitting here tweaking it on stream. Basically, I can't get it to look exactly like the colors on my end. But I don't know. I guess that's fine. It's a little. I'll just roll with that, whatever. If it gets bad again, I'll fix it. This is absolutely my favorite day of 2023. It looks and sounds awesome. I'm glad this is a happy day for you. It's a happy day for me too. I'm glad to be streaming. Currently, I'm still like color searching right now. I've still yet to figure out my favorite sort of palette situation, to be honest with you. Is my voice good, by the way? Because I've had to I have to have the mic way farther than normal. The mic is probably like 3 feet over there. So. And also, I'm not gonna be, I'll say it again for Stephanie in chat that I won't have much zoom in capability today. Yes, you sound great. How do you feel? Good. Feeling good. I'm feeling much better now that I'm not like sick. I was sick for over a week. It went through all these like different stages. It's really weird. But I spent all day yesterday revamping my stream setup for large painting. So even after this painting's done, I'll be able to have much larger paintings on stream because of the way I changed the camera around. And plus, even if it's not a large painting, I hated always having to change my sketch setup. Nuke Mother, man, I haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see you here. We have a whole new setup here, big painting, commission painting today we're working on. Big commission painting in the making. Mating. That didn't work. Scratch that. So, I'm trying to just like highlight up the dirt here and move through the other little things. There's so much not done and so much that I can change in this, so. And I'm probably gonna start slapping myself for saying that because it's like, I know, right? I just get a little bit insecure when it comes to my process. But you know what? We're all gonna die. Screw it. This brush isn't quite doing what I want. I need to get a different brush, not gonna lie. And I also need to fill my spray thing. That's right, Mariah. I knew it. My brain had, I was like, I'm almost positive that that is the screen name. But I didn't want to, I didn't want to miss. So I'll leave a good dark chunk there. Still slowly sculpting. Well, geez, it's gonna transform. Thank you so much. It's gonna transform though a whole lot from this point, especially in this area, this whole area. The most figured out thing is like this meteor with like the shockwave, but there's a whole lot more work I even have to do on the stars and the clouds. I've been trying to get it kind of laid out for the most part. Anyway, we're gonna get back into streaming again more often like we did on it season 1. I'm really gonna freaking push it. I'm excited. Tell your friends, tell your family. Let's get all the OG fans back. I have to admit it, like, life got to me and I got pulled aside and I got low on money and I got scared and I went out and I thought that I had to go do other things, but you know what? Life just immediately spit me back out, right back here. Painting all over again. So, welcome. Good to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night. I hope you can hear me well. If anyone would want to do me a huge favor, and I swear this isn't to trick you into doing it, I've switched my streaming software, and because of that, my alert system's gone away. But I thought I've tried setting them up again. So basically, like, a thing is supposed to pop up on the screen where y'all are watching it if someone like follows me or likes the stream on Facebook, say, or sends bits on Twitch or stars on Facebook. I don't have super chats yet, but there's stars, bits, and like. Basically, I think like would trigger it. Like is the free way. Anyway. I know we got like some hype electronic music today, but I gotta start somewhere with this music stuff. I could just take too long looking at the playlist forever. I will let everyone know. So excited. I hope this gets to all the fans and clients. Yeah, and that goes to say, like, I guess the best place right now to check out my art is like on my Instagram. Like it's all in a nice place there, but yeah, I'm like fully open for commissions right now. I've been full-blown commission, and we can work something out. And I do it all. I can animate, 3D model, 3D or 2D illustration. You can do graphic design, logos. So like pretty flexible in the sense of the type. I mainly like to do illustrations and like big paintings. I need a different brush here. Maybe this brush will do it. So you reacted to it. So to let me know, I saw it pop up on my phone, Stephanie, when you reacted to it on Facebook. But this is what should happen. Ready? So like this. But it might not be working. Like I said, every new streaming software is a new learning curve, so. I'll test it on my end one more time. Test like. I mean, it's coming through, popping up on the stream when I test it, so I don't know. Oh well. I guess I'll try this brush. And like I said, I know I'm aware my head's gonna block it sometimes. I apologize. I wish I could watch and listen during my case. Your case? you in court right now or something? I'm sorry if you're in court. It's not a fun place to be. Well, we're gonna be here a while today, probably. So, most likely if you hop back in a few hours, I'll still be here. I'm being obsessed with color correcting this now. Ooh, that actually looks a little better. It's as good as it's gonna get, fellas and ladies and gentlemen. Someday we'll have better equipment, yes. Nick Brother is probably in surgery right now. Yeah, that's what it is, surgeon, right? It's probably a technical term, case. I'm at lunch right now. Gotcha. So I'm going to be experimenting a lot with like how bright things have to be. So I'm going to gently edge the highlights brighter and brighter until they feel right. Because the difficult part about this has been balancing like it being nighttime, but there's a huge meteor smashing, so there's a lot of light. So it's kind of like if you pause time during a lightning bolt, like a dimmer lightning bolt, and then at the same time there's a campfire over here, which can't be like too washed out from the rest. So it's been a balancing act because I want to bring attention to the cool things, which are like 3 like meteor, campfire, and then like a scene over here that's gonna be happening at some point, which I probably won't even get to that today. It's definitely peeking around this rock here, so I can make this rock pop a little bit more. I do want to bring in a little bit of grayish rock color for this, and then bring it into the red. Again, I know I'm blocking my palette. I had the whole palette spiel earlier. And maybe I can just put it here. Nah, that's actually the optimal spot. You can see it. I feel like the lighting changed again. Am I tripping? I swear. I feel like it just did. Huh. I don't know, I guess like everyone has like a different monitor, right? So it's like it looks better on one of my monitors than the other. We are creating art. Taking out a bladder and making a fake bladder out of bowel. Wow. Do you ever get a kick out of like just being able to say that casually? I would. Cause you definitely like, you're probably like 5% of people that get to say that they're about to go do some crazy shit like that. I know it's not crazy when you know what you're doing, like anything else, but still. She's a badass. Look at a little light coming from above. Not as much as from the explosion, I would say, but enough. There's gonna be so much work to do with tweaking contrast in this. So far it's not bad as far as like the easel kind of rig I built here goes. I'm going to clean up and head back to the operating room. Have fun. See you later. Good luck. I wish you the best. Thanks for hopping in. Really appreciate it. Chokum, I'll get my shit together so I can commission that Nuke Mother comic book cover idea. You got it. Sounds good. Just let me know when. I'll be over here in the meantime. Just drawing shit. I like these angled brushes because they have it's like the paint tool, like a 3-in-1. Often I find myself probably being a little too cautious with how much I jump in brightness, but I guess it's better to undershoot and then have to add more in some cases. A lot of edges to work out in here. Lots of edges. So, guessing my Facebook API isn't working. Alright, there we go. I refreshed it so that it's not showing my tests in there. And I'll refresh. More research to be done on this widget thing through OBS. I've made up all sort of like random plants in here, and they're hard to see right now, but again, I've only laid out the darks. So. The yellow goes quick. And it's the most expensive color. Along with red when you go to the art store. Probably because it goes quick. Why did I put this in? Nope. It's beyond awesome already. I can't wait to see where this ends up, and we are so happy to get to see the process. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm glad it already looks good. Nothing but an adventure over here. No idea where it's going. Just kidding. I mean, I have some idea. I think I'm just gonna have to like pretend. I have to like artificially add light in some spots to make things more readable. I'll see if that gets what I'm looking for. It's a happy adventure for us too. Glad to hear it. Again, I don't know if my notification system is broken or not, so if anyone sends anything like a follow or share or bits or stars, I really appreciate it. I will see it later. And I will do my best. I used to have Streamlabs and it worked through that. And I know it works through this too, but I tried to set it up quick today. Ran into a lot of mistakes, so. Need more black. Trying to remember how I made this particular color. Close. Okay. And then I'm gonna brighten it a little bit. Try out that. A whole lot of boots and pants in the music. I'm just gonna go with like genres and then I'll just like let it roll for an hour and then I will change it. I hope the audio doesn't sound too roomy in the sense that my microphone's picking up the speakers. I'm trying to find the perfect balance. Stephanie says it sounds good, so I'm gonna roll with the current mix. Because what I find is I'll get it sounding good and then one of the songs will be like extra loud for no reason. I guess I just gotta let that be, not let it like dictate changing the song every time. Hey, what's going on? RC Goldfish is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Got a whole new setup today. Big old painting. It's very big. Almost like hard to put my arms around it. Yep, this is Stephanie's commission. The slow and steady process. The only thing I don't like about this setup is backing up occasionally. I guess I can just do that and I'll be fine. Although this rock is dark, I don't want it to be that invisible, so. Like I said, all those tones have been the darkest darks, hopefully. I know I'll have to come in and recorrect. I'm already realizing I'm gonna have to go brighter with the orange highlight. I'm trying to make most shadows warm in this too. Stunning already, really? Thank you. So much to go that in my head that I'm like, wait, just wait. It could be better. I love when you paint with acrylics. I like painting with acrylics too. They're fun. They're their own thing, that's for sure. That explosion is amazing. Thank you. It looks so much worse on this monitor than it does over here. I just gotta remember y'all have a better view than I think. That's what keeps tripping me out. I realize what's happening to me now. I have like the oldest monitor in the house down on the floor here so I can see chat while I'm facing away from my computer. I really need to make this edge clear here. Due to lighting issues and stuff, you know, you guys aren't gonna see the highest resolution. My camera is 4K, but unless you have the most optimal lighting scenario, it's not gonna look how it looks. Canvas is a little wobbly and like when you go to the center. But I figured out, because I invented this rig, it's almost definite that I'm going to run into the cons of it. Like when I start dabbing, it starts bouncing. I started a few new projects trying to get back into my art again. Heck yeah. I thought you've been into your art though. Are you saying that you haven't touched it in a month or so, or at least an extended amount of time? Huh. I took a break, slowly getting back into it. Well, a bunny we had in the Neuron series that portrays me. Well, a bunny we had in the Neuron series. A bunny we had and the Neuron series that okay. I understand breaks. They gotta happen. There's something about them. It's part of the ebb and flow of life. Breaks. I realize. If you don't break, life will force you to. Pointillism, of course. The Neuron series has 3: pain, crazy, and memory. It's an idea I've been throwing around for a while. I love it too. Looking forward to seeing it. You're getting so you've gotten so good with that stippling style. You really have. You really have. Not many have the patience to embark on the stippling life. I've done a few of them in my day, but I think what gets to me is my wrist gets like really weird. I get like this weird agitated feeling in my wrist if I go really long with it that I don't get with normal drawing. I know it sounds silly, but it's one of those things that deter me. Like, I don't like how it feels, even though I like how it looks. And that might be a funny reason to not, but it's the honest truth. I think it'll be interesting. Stippling is ridiculously hard to do in color though. Yeah. Especially if like you only have, like, the only control you have over the colors are like the ones you can buy, the pens, because the colors are kind of limited. I don't like this brush either. I think I gotta pick another one, honestly. It was almost good. Let's see what I got over here. I've destroyed most of my nice flat brushes. I don't want to go too small. I'm not a big fan of round brushes, if I was being honest. Not this one. This one seems worthy. Yeah, I have to wear a wrist brace. Wow, it's that serious, huh? I had to do a stippling portrait in art class in high school, and by the time I got a couple hours in, I kind of wanted to kill myself. Yeah, it's just there's a genuine physical feeling to when I do stippling in my muscles. It gets to me after a while. It's hard to explain. It's something that I wish I could just plug you into my body so I could show you, but. Again, this stream won't be as climactic, considering, you know, the drawing of the day is normally about like starting and finishing a drawing, but this is just gonna be chilling and painting. It's like meditation for me. Yeah, I totally understand. I get the same meditative feeling from like normal, not that stippling isn't normal, not normal, just the other ways of drawing, line drawing, hatching, whatever the heck you want to call it. When I go on break at some point, I need to go refill my spray bottle. It's my secret trick of keeping my palette wet with acrylics, at least for as long as they can. They always dry eventually. Really had to toss some yellow on that palette. Try to remember to scoot to the left a little bit here when I'm mixing. Bring a little bit of red. And we'll see if that brightened up at all. Yeah, that's better. I'll roll with that, I guess. I want this to kind of be like the woodsy kind of woods, where it's, I was picturing, what do you call it? Deciduous forest, I think is the proper term to describe what I'm visualizing. But that's why I also think it's beautiful, and I know it takes crazy skill, absolutely. Yeah, I think I'm going to go grab something to eat. Alright, sounds good. So glad you hopped in, Mo. Thank you for figuring out how to make this happen. It's so cool and absolutely appreciated. Yeah, of course. I had to think about it for a few days and kind of like look around my house and see what I had, but I'm glad it was possible. It's nothing short of Jimmy rigged, I'll tell you that much. Probably even have to go a little brighter. There is a lot of red in this green I'm putting on here. By the way. So it's a very sappy sort of green. It's all that red light from the meteor, orange red light. Gonna be tugging that green towards the sappy side. Not as in like sappy, but I don't know why they call it sap green, but that's the color that I always buy at the art store. One thing I do know about color names though is there's normally a story behind them. I mean, I've probably looked up 4 or 5 for fun. There'll be some specific reason. Probably like road and street names too, you know? I do a lot of delivery driving to like fill in the gaps where art doesn't pay, and often enough I find myself being like, why did that street get that name? I can't even remember a good one for you, you know? But there are some wacky ass street names. I think maybe if I got another hook at the bottom of this, it would sturdy the wiggle just that much more. But you can't help the way this is stretched anyway. Like, no matter what, it kind of is the way it goes with paintings. They have gallery wrapped, but they're so expensive. They basically just use larger pieces of wood. Okay, so bring up the wood amount too. The wood amount, the dirt amount, as in like how bright it is. I realize I don't make a whole lot of sense sometimes because I'll be trying to finish a thought that I'm saying to you while trying to figure out what I want to do, and the two won't go together. I want it a bit brighter than that. White is such a dangerous color, you gotta be careful with it. You can just take all the chroma right out of your mix. I've learned to, like, when I add white when I'm using it, to be very cautious, like just little at a time. Little tiny bit. Let's see, find a spot. Okay. I think I'll be able to get away with darker things. My favorite street name out there is Bloody Basin Road. It's about 20 miles north of us up the highway. Yeah, like what the heck, you know? That doesn't sound like a friendly road name. Come to my lair. That Bloody Basin. It's like they'll keep like old battle names from war way back in the day and shit. Just because it was like part of the history. It's like a million people could have died there and just like, yeah, let's keep the name. Probably see how much it's flopping. Yeah, see that? Goes for a good second after. Oh, not right now, buddy. Of course, the kitty wants to get in my lap. No, no, no. Not right now, buddy. We got wet paint up here, and you're a black kitty. You don't want to be a green orange kitty, do you? He doesn't care, he just wants pets. Just like altering the color of the dirt a little bit. I don't want it to be exactly the same everywhere. But everything will have a lot of red, orangey, warm influence, in my opinion. Unfortunately, you can't just like go and look up, you know, just go outside and check out the meteor hitting the ground real quick to see what it would actually do. But thinking about light and stuff. Makes sense. Oh. Ugh. Push it a little bit more with the saturation with the green. So I'm thinking, I guess my first experiment is going to be highlighting these plants with green that has red influence, and then probably in some instances go for the full-on highlight. Maybe make a couple things look shinier. I don't know. The thing is, like, I know how I want it to look in my head. And just working towards that. I like shiny. You do like those highlights. Lots of plant life. I have aspirations of glowy mushrooms, but I'm not quite ready to mess with that yet. Maybe something I can add in later. Because they'll kind of only influence where they are locally with light. And I think that's much easier to add on afterwards than it is beforehand. Get everything locked in. By the way, I saw that you sent bits the other day. RC Goldfish. It wasn't alerting the stream for some reason. That's what I was trying to fix today, but I saw that, so thank you so much. Moving faster, I tend to like the way that comes out. Like mixing it on the canvas before it dries. Probably just gonna end up getting used to how this thing bobbles around when I dab on it. I can't always be out of the way of the painting, but I'll try. Yeah, I feel like my event list just straight up isn't working. No, bud. There we go. Try a different genre for a little while. Just don't want it to be something too sleepy, you know what I mean? Try beats. The plant life slows down the closer you get to the foreground, that's for sure. Did this dog painting in this grass, the way that it looked, it was just like, as it kept getting closer and closer to the camera, just like, oh geez. It's gonna take me light years, but that's why I enjoy it. I feel like a little bit of this plant life can be connected. So it's not two strips. I can see why paintbrush handles are so long. They like help you step back while you're still painting it, like way out here. I don't really have an explanation for every single thing I do though. A lot of it's experimenting. Continuing with this soiled / dirt color or whatever. I think I jumped a little too light. I would still consider this a base layer. I keep brainstorming about name and it's impossible for Last Joint to not cloud my thinking. Maybe I'll just wait. Maybe I'll just wait until whatever else develops before naming it. I mean, that's where it was inspired from, right? By the way, I found this thing. Apparently I can like set it up so y'all can like play games in chat. and you like scan a QR code, and you can play like word games while I'm like making more coffee or going to the bathroom or something. I thought that was pretty cool. So like when I go to like my intermission screen for 5 minutes sometimes, y'all can like meanwhile like see my like slideshow and then also play a word game. It's pretty fun. And then like your score and your guess pops up on stream. I gotta look into what it's called and how to set it up, but I was watching some other streamers that were doing it. It was very similar to sort of how the game Boggle is, except it was like a strip instead of like a 3x3 grid, if that makes sense. Over here is starting to feel a little bit more sculpted. Okay. You can start to see, I'm starting to see it a little better now. Like the way I want to light it. This needs to be clearly different than the mountains. It's one thing about acrylic, all can change. Something eventually doesn't look right. There we go, that green's helping those plants pop a little bit. I'm gonna add a little bit of red. Because I wanna keep it warm. That's a pretty big bounce in the middle of the canvas. Oh, you mean like when I touch it? Yeah. Yeah. It's not something I'm going to try to reinforce on stream, but I told myself if it was too ridiculous that I would fasten it better before next stream. Honestly, what made this challenging too is to like divide the sky up between Starry Night and Giant Meteor. I realized on my original last joint, the sky, there was very few stars in the sky. It was like the sky was much brighter than it was here, but it's fine. I like the different route it went. I'm gonna try to work with it. We all love the stars in the sky. I love the stars in the sky too. Now I want to try to bring out these like little flowers that happen. I didn't do it on purpose, but they like started looking like flowers, so I rolled with it. But now they're too dark, so I just want to bring them out a little bit. Just don't want to make the same stroke mark I did with the grass. I'm just trying to keep that a little different there. You can always get a little brighter with them eventually, but that's the color I want to start with. This is the sort of thing that, you know, is easy to take out if I decide I don't like later. Maybe I wanted to not do flowers or just keep it grass. It's just more time. It's not so much that it's impossible. Gotta paint back over it again with the dark layer and kind of work back. But for a while now, they've looked like little orange flowers to me, so. Or, you know, they're probably a little more yellow than they are orange, but because of the situation going on here. Get a lot of orange light. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more work done on the sky. Basically, I've been jumping around in sections. Right now, I'm feeling fixated on this sort of foreground transition here. And that's basically it's as simple as it gets when it comes to like some decision making. There's a whole lot I don't sketch out or think about before it happens. Anywhere where the leaves sort of ended up looking like buds. Certain paint strokes can just look like certain things, and to me, it's the way that some of the grass blobs I did came out. It looked like sort of how you have like a bushel. I'll sort of ride off those like spontaneous brush stroke moments, if that makes sense. Oh my god, the situation isn't a terrible name either. The situation. I mean, it is a situation, indeed. It's a whole situation. I don't want to overdo it with the flowers. A few here and there. I do feel like there are a couple over here, though. Okay, it's as bright as I'll bring things there for now. See how that carries out. See if I can get some highlight working in on this moss, these rocks over here. Probably call this like the mid-tone. I don't necessarily like do the whole painting dark, the whole painting mid-tone, the whole painting light. Like sometimes it'll be like section at a time. Still got enough yellow on the palette, I think, to move forward. Blue is ridiculous, man. Blue is the scariest color to use. It just takes over everything. Not quite the color, but I'll do a couple things with it before I try to change it. Kind of ended up making the same green, which is fine. I needed more of it. I want the moss to be a different color green. I think I'm going to bring it towards a blue-green more. Let this grass be the sappy green. Even though the lighting's bringing all greens towards red. Still see some grass that I put here. It's okay to paint over some of these orange flowers, I would say. it happens. Acrylic, I find myself going forward and backwards in order of things a lot. Starting to look like more light is blasting onto the land here. Steady, little by little. Try out this green. Maybe there's some red in this black. I know it's Mars black, so technically it should warm it up a tad. I don't necessarily want to work on this part yet, but I want to kind of experiment with some color, so I need a different brush though. I need a brush that's sort of dabby. Here it is. Yeah, you know what? This event list is not working, so I'm just gonna turn it off for now until I figure it out, and we'll make chat larger again here. This is like a dry brush technique I'm trying to do with this, where I just want beads of paint on the bristles while it's like spread out. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see how I have the bristles kind of spread out there. That's how I want it to be. I want to create these little beads of moss. Here's where it's gonna look really bouncy. Actually kind of like how it's looking. This is what I mean by a jump around. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to secure it a little more. The canvas, that is. But I'll definitely go this direction with the moss. One of the good brushes I have left. Putting some moss on this rock over here. I know at this stage of the painting, it's with the lighting and all, it's probably not picking up the darker colors well. And that's that problem right there, like getting the painting to look good on stream, is something I've been wrestling with since I started streaming art, like, jeez. It's actually been a while. Four years? 4.5, 5 years? On and off, of course. In the early days, it was different. Didn't have nearly the setup I have now. Now there's too much on the brush. It's like this perfect amount. When you find it, it makes all these little dots. Just gonna have to let it be wobbly. Definitely gonna look into that right after this. By the way, anyone hopping in, hope you're having a good day. Hope you over here in Tennessee, it's a beautiful day out for February. Crazy nice for February. Okay, so obviously beats. The genre beats shares a lot of the same tracks that the genre electronic shares. Alright, I'm gonna switch away from this for now. I wanted to see how that level of green would look. That, I wouldn't consider that the highlight. That's just something that will be darker than the highlight eventually. Guess I'll just do some jazz for a minute. Hopefully that's audible. All right. I gotta take a step back myself. It's tight over here in the little stream studio at Planet Jokum. I know cameras are deceiving. Probably looks like I have all this room. I'm just stepping back from it. The screens don't always do it justice when you need to see. Trying to make this like a kind of a property, you know, where Stephanie and Steve live, the people who commissioned this painting. Even maybe picturing, but I want it to be like mixed into a fantasy world. I'm still debating what I want to place over here in the immediate foreground, besides like wildlife and stuff. foliage. See, maybe a chill spot, you know, like, cause if I owned a house like this, I'd want like a bench or something. I'm also trying to keep in mind the perspective here. Go back to a bigger flat brush now. I just need to like super glue this. This brush is about to come off. The treehouse idea, yeah, for sure. For sure. That's gonna be about lined up here. It's gonna be a hybrid. I don't want it to take too much attention though. So I'm figuring out a way to keep the treehouse a cool feature, but also have it like tucked away, if that makes sense. Like I from the start envisioned the lights coming from the treehouse, sort of just that warm, cozy house glow that comes from like the warm lights inside. Like mainly you'll see the lights coming out the windows. I also pictured sort of how people like to have those kind of party lights outside their property. The little hangy party lights, but part of me doesn't want to make it that down to earth. Like I want a lot of the glowy things to be like glowy things. If you know what I mean. I don't even want to risk the head of this paintbrush falling off mid paint stroke. It's not worth it. This one's nice. I'll try this one. Oops. I think maybe I need a fan brush, honestly. Fan brush. Still some shadow blocking I gotta do for some treeness, treeage, foliage, treeage. Here's where I'm gonna have to stand up sometimes. I remember I had one of my earlier paintings when I really started getting into this sort of painting. Way back in the day, I had a time lapse of it, and I remember there was this part of the time lapse that was probably about a minute long, a minute to minute 30 seconds, and you saw me just like paint over this one thing like 5 times. and like iterated it like 5 times. And I remember on that particular painting, I remember how thick the paint started to get. But at the end of the day, when it was done, and you couldn't tell that I painted over it 5 times. I already need more yellow. As I said, the yellow goes quick. Go with what you want to do. We're all in. Well, you will indeed see a lot of the process. You will indeed view the struggle. Or the fun times, I should say. Now I need more black. It's funny having a giant TV monitor on the floor next to me. I'm not used to that. Yeah, right? You can see down there. I have a TV sitting on the ground, but the chat. And this is a little dark here because it's like looking up at me, so I'm blocking a lot of the light from behind my head. Yeah, I mean, like normally I'm facing like this, and my drawing table is here, and at a glance like this, I can just look at this monitor, which normally has the chat on it. So I had to solve the problem. I have one extra monitor laying around my house, and this really long HDMI cable, so it's just on the floor. Cause I was thinking like I couldn't put a monitor here because I got all my brushes. I couldn't put it there, because then it would put a weird blue glare light onto the screen. So there's a whole lot of compromise going on in this setup here. For a 5 by 5 by 5 cube space. That's how small it is. That's what I'm working with. Like my computer chair just swivels around without touching anything, just barely. Basically those red fiery leaves, I want that to be the other side. It's being particularly bouncy now. Like if I really want to do a certain kind of paint stroke like that, super bouncing. Sort of having to like do a pseudo source of light where everything would just be a little bit brighter than it actually would be. Start there. This tree is definitely behind this rock, so I don't want to overlap that rock there. I'll stop there for now. And again, you probably can't see what's going on here because it's too well with the camera. It's real dark, but I'm just making like large tree leaf shapes, which if you average out leaf chunks enough, it's kind of a feel to them. I mean, no, not every tree. There's some trees that are so specific looking, you gotta know exactly what they look like, but would that be situational light? Situational light. Nah, it would just be like light it up anyway. Light, even though it's not there. Definitely canvas mount rig 2.0 will be happening today. It's fine most of the time. There's just certain brush stroke moments where I wish it wasn't happening. Because actually what's happening is it'll, in the moments that I don't want it to happen, it'll like come back at my brush when I didn't necessarily want like the dab to happen again, if that makes sense. So like in some cases it did like a brush mark I didn't really want. So that's a no-no, but it should be an easy fix. I'm thinking maybe like a board could go behind it in the center that's mounted, and that'll stop it. There will be some light, I think, kind of. And, you know, over here it's kind of ambiguous to me still. I'm not sure if the treehouse will cover this yet. I haven't really designed it 100, but I do want that to be a tree there. Which I'm actually going to back up from the painting. I want to go around my desk really quick. Probably will still be able to see me. Yep, you can still see me. This is about how far back, I don't know if you can still hear me, but this is how far back I have to get in order to get like the whole picture, the big picture. Okay, I'm much happier with the edge of that tree. Like now I feel more comfortable coming in with the same brightness of green that I did with the grass. Sort of establishing the center first, the lighting. And then I think I'm going to move to the campfire and the 3 dogs, as well as the 2 people smoking the joint. I really want the joint to stand out. To be clear, it's a picture of a joint here, actually just smoking a joint. None of that happening. Only apple juice and incense. Right, Steph? Or grape juice and candles. I have to go to the bathroom. My palette just dried up to where I'm gonna have to kind of. That's kind of how I work with pellets. I'll like mix them and use them, and then I'll like let it kind of dry out on me. Usually work on an area about yay size. Then it's happened. I'm gonna take like a 3-4 minute intermission, go to the bathroom, refill my coffee, and I hope to see you here when I get back. If not, it's okay. We're gonna be here for a bit longer. If you missed this stream, after I go work on some other things, I'm thinking about streaming again later. Might do some Ocarina of Time progress. Feeling a little bit of those gaming vibes, depending on how much work I get done. I realized like streaming art during the day too, the lighting is so much better when I get the window light. Like man, like art streaming at night, oh I can't stand trying to get that stuff to look good on camera. Someday, like, I would love to have a room fully dedicated to like lighting and cameras hanging from the ceiling and all that craziness, so that no matter the time of the day it'll look good. But yes, the J sticking out would be so great. Yeah, that's one of the parts of balancing it. It's actually one of the reasons why there's a bush right behind both of your hands here. I have a very faint block out of like you guys already over here, which is gonna be majorly refined. When I mean like it's a very faint block out, I mean it is the primitive form. But anyway, there's a bush right in the middle of you guys, so that there's a background to that joint, and like that's what I mean. Like there's sort of those things I have to like kind of cheese and balance. Like I didn't put a tree there. Like this, I think that's justifiable in art. Like to make that the sole reason for placing something. Like okay, there needs to be more contrast. So I'm just gonna put like a block or a rock behind it or a darker line or something. Whatever makes it pop. That's what I've learned. In the sense, like that's what I've learned in the sense of like when I do a piece of art and then I'm happy with it, I've learned that like that's what makes me happier with my art, when I like, or the result of my own art is when I like do a little extra to bring out that contrast. Anyway, that was a rant. I'll be back. I gotta refill this. See you in a minute. Thank you so much for hanging out so far. I wish I could fix that freaking event list on the spot, but it won't be till later. Heyo. Thanks for sticking around. All 6 of you. Wow, still here. You're the best. We'll be going a little bit longer here, and then I need to switch off to some other commission work. I've been like dividing it into 3. A little bit of this painting, a little bit of the video editing, a little bit of the illustrating. In that way, progress is being made everywhere. Alright. It was so hard to get rid of this glare that happens right here. And quite honestly, y'all are seeing less of a glare right now than I'm seeing. Like this whole section right here is glared for me. And you guys, your glare is like this section. It has to do with like the camera being at an angle from where the light's coming from. And like, I find with these streams it's better to have the painting tilted like that towards the camera. Because when you have it right on, man, it's just like... The thing with acrylic too is it's kind of a shiny finish. So that's one reason I love gouache paintings, watercolor paintings, because they're matte. They dry matte, and they just look great on camera. Like gouache paintings look awesome, the whole stream, except for like right when you wet them and you start painting. Where the paint's wet, it's like you can't even see what it looks like until it's dry, but when it is dry, it looks good. All right. I want to like fill in this area here, right below this highlight. So I still got a little bit of yellow going on the palette. I'll add some blue back and some yellow back. The blue to yellow ratio is just crazy. To make green, it's like you need like of blue and like a truckload of yellow. So. Or you'll be making teal. Yeah, I need more black. I don't want to have it over here this time. Actually, it's quite good to get a system going on your palette. Or multiple systems. When I first started, I was just like putting the colors everywhere. I'm not gonna say there's a right and wrong way, but it helps to be a little bit organized. The way I like to do it, or that I've grown to, the way I'm doing it right now, is light to dark. So I like to have like all the light colors on one side and all the dark colors on the other side. And kind of have the palette mix left to right or right to left. Sometimes I'll do like 4 corners, like 4 colors, like 1 color on each corner, and mix them towards the middle, depending on what they are. But when it comes to like the black and the whites, and the darker colors like the blues, I like to keep them on opposite sides of the yard, the palette yard. It's gonna be jazz hour for a while because we just did like electronic beat hour, and well, electronic beat 2 hours. Had enough of it. Oh man. Oh. Get more of this coffee. I can't even believe this monitor is still going, honestly. The one I'm using for chat. Who here still uses a 720p anything? It's funny you can say 720p is ancient now, but it really is. It's like you're crossing back into the times where a lot of TV ratios used to be this music they used to be more square before like things got widescreen, and yeah. This thing is almost like square. Like certain things don't look good on it. Like certain, you can't really watch widescreen on it. Widescreen. All right. For my rock color, I've been rolling with, I've been taking burnt umber and mixing it with blue as my base. So I get sort of like a warm gray. And kind of altering it from there. I'm not saying that's the best way to do every color, but it's kind of how I have been doing it over the years. God, it feels so good to talk again and not be coughing or have a sore throat, man. I went on for so long. Like something I always take for granted, always, and I shouldn't, and it's totally on accident. It's just like good health. You know what I mean? Like just when you're in good health, like everything's working. Because like when you're not, it's just like all you want. Like everything in the world just stops. I'm sure you can relate, Stephanie, with the wrists. The broken wrists. Okay. Toss a little white. Solely for the purpose of helping it gray out. Take a little saturation out of it. It's a bit too green still. So I'm gonna add more red into it via brown, not red. That's something I've also been experimenting a lot with, is burnt umber, or umbers. When I first started painting, I would just make brown and then like make my own umber colors, but the way I look at color now is a little different, where like I look at each color for its properties rather than like the way it looks, if that makes sense. So like burnt umber to me is like red. It has the property of red. It's gonna warm things up, but it also has a lot of black in it and other colors, or black. To get brown, you need like orange with black, and black is obviously 3 other colors mixed, but we'll just call it black for the sake of simplicity. And because of that, it creates different things. So I've learned I like mixing it with blue. And here's some moss here. I didn't like the way it happened, so. Actually, I like that color a lot. It's kind of what I made before. Sweet. Sometimes you just find it. And I like to get a little white and lighten it, because it kind of shows you what you made. If that makes sense. Like the color that was made. Toss in a little variety too. Variety. Sorry, I was just music exploring there for a second. Ultimately, we're gonna have to go through a lot of the bad music together because I just started paying for this service, so at the end of the day, the more music I get through on here, the more mistakes I make finding cheesy music, the better I will be at avoiding it and knowing what it's called next time. It's like going to a restaurant and there's like 900 things on the menu. And like, in actuality, only like 10 of those things are gonna be good to you, you know? Like, to me, this is almost like Flecktone, if like Flecktones went acoustic cheese jam. And minus the virtuosity. It's just the days we're in now. It's all we have to work with. There was a golden age. There was a golden age of the internet where you could just listen to your favorite music and there would be no copyright strikes. Good times. Kind of like how it looks like a weird different color whitish rock. I'm gonna keep some of that in. I'm picking like genres. Like this is like acoustic restless solo or instrumental or something. It should be instrumental at least. You're going to have to deliver this. Just thinking about shipping this is freaking me out. Yeah, I mean, if I did ship it, like if I had to, I would make sure that it was like in an indestructible crate. I've already pictured how I would do it. Like I would literally just go get like 1/4-inch plywood or even thicker than that, and like just build a box around it and something like that. Good day. You know why? Because any day that the universe comes together in such a way where I can sit here and do art is a good day. I'm trying to remain grateful of that every time it happens. And embrace the fact that I can sit here and do this. It's easy to like always attach doing this to success. And so it's better to not, because ultimately it's like, it's just two states is what I mean. I'm either not doing art and wanting to do art, or I'm doing art. My two physiological states only as a human being. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, what's up? What's up, love? Welcome. I'm liking it too. I'm getting used to it. But I like the chat down here. It's nice. I mean, obviously for when I'm facing this way. I tried to make the chat super readable on the screen now, so that anyone on another platform can like see the comments. So like if someone on Facebook comments, they can still like comment, or hopefully talk, go back and forth. Right? There'll probably be a little bit of a latency weirdness there. And then obviously if the chat starts going ridiculously fast, like when the stream grows and there's going to be more people watching, it won't work, but for now. I mean, eventually like each community will be big enough to where like there'll be enough people in each chat on YouTube versus Twitch to talk to each other. This is where the easel, these little white spots here, were where the easel was holding on to it. I just haven't gotten around to painting that in. You still at work there? Are you heading home? What time is it? 3:30. Ah. A bit bright of a color to start with, like darken it up a little here. On my way home. Yay. Can't wait to see ya. Picturing some of this bank down here to be muddy, more dirt than rock. And like I said, I was gonna fill in over here, but look, now I'm over here. It's kind of how the drifting happens. I kind of look at it, like I'll sit down and I'll look at it, and then I'll be like, what interests me right now? And that's kind of where I'll go. I kind of get interested in different spots of the painting throughout. And we'll just get rid of that last white spot because it's so blaring. It's been fun painting with you guys. It's been a type of medium I've missed, was the acrylic painting. I started out this channel. Well, I've had this channel for a very long time. It's changed names, but the third rebirth of this channel since I was 13 years old, basically started with like larger acrylic paintings, or at least just like longer term ones. So stream is like back at its roots right now. Fun. Now I'm just like having fun sculpting like leaf looking things over here. A bush, kind of a bush vibe. That's why I set up these dark areas, because when I come in with the like mid-tone and light tone, it's so fun to sort of it sort of feels like magic sometimes, how things can just pop out into reality with a certain brush tap. It doesn't matter which order you go. Sometimes I acrylic paint very much like I would draw on paper with like a dry medium, in the way where you just fill in the foreground first, and because that's what's going to be overlapping everything. It all depends. Sometimes I'll be drawn to a different spot on the painting simply to just explore something that I'm not sure of, or to answer a question that I have about it. Like if I'm not sure exactly if a certain level of value is right, or a color. This brush is actually really good for like up close leaves. Wasn't doing me well as for the far away textures as much. This song feels very Renaissance-y Skyrim in some sections of it. I have it very quiet in the back so the mic doesn't pick it up. So I do realize I miss a lot of detail in the music. It's kind of like when you hear a song really far away, like if you're like walking in the city and there's like a block party going on and they have a subwoofer going off, and I mean, you know, the high top speakers are there and that there's hi-hats and guitars and keyboards going on, but all you can hear is just like boom, boom, boom. In the same way, when my stream music is low, like depending on how good the mix is, sometimes it'll just be like, I'll just hear a hi-hat being like tch, tch, tch. I tried creeping up the volume today, but it's just, it sounds too roomy. You can tell that the mic's picking it up at the same time. I have to do another backup quick from the painting in real life. Yes. Starting to see the ground with it now. One little paint dab at a time, we'll get it there. I'm gonna check out the screen, how it looks to y'all. I realize it probably helps to kind of adjust it throughout the day a little bit. Let's see, Sony 4K filters, color correction. like that. That's what I'm seeing, kind of like when I do that, it doesn't make the sides of the painting look correct, but the contrast in the middle is like so much better. That actually kind of looks pretty good like that. I'm gonna roll it like that for a minute. Still like a silhouette of some plant life right here. Like for example, I did this river at the same time I did the sky, because often with water reflections it's easier to get them right while you have like the colors out that you use for the sky. Because you can always rematch colors, but it's harder to afterwards than it is to use the colors you found initially right away, if that makes sense. It actually works out that Kay's coming home soon, because that's where I'm gonna end up cutting the stream off. We're gonna go do our little hike we do, get our steps in. Something that I've been trying to get better at is like exercising more. I'm normally a very active person, but lately in life I've been much more of a cave hermit. I like mountain biking. I've been into extreme sports my whole life. Even though I'm an artist, I do like going on dirt bikes and going off big jumps. Definitely miss that sometimes. But there's this cool trail that like has all these sort of workout stations nearby. It's really local, so been going there for little workout sessions. Feels good when I get back. Like convincing myself to do it is always the hard part, right? How long has it been going, actually? Three hours almost. Nice, nice. It's a good chunk. What's up, Oz? What's going on, man? Good to see ya. Thanks, man. This is a large commission painting that been working on for quite a bit now, and I decided I redid my whole stream setup the other day so that we can stream it. You can see I got 3 hooks up here. Boom, boom, boom. I drilled into my thing, as well as 2 hooks down here. You can't see it, but there's a hook right here. I drilled into the canvas, into the wood. But I'm happy to be able to stream this, change it up. Because I do need, like, as an artist, I do need to do like my little drawings, I realize. I can't be doing like just one big project all the time. I realize it's like healthy to just do little sketches and complete them. I don't know. I gotta admit, Oz, the Windwalker Monk was feeling freaking fun today when I tried it for like 20 minutes. I'm talking about a video game for anyone that feels lost suddenly. Me and Oz and Chad, we've been video game buds for as long as I can remember. But there's always bound to be some nerding out when he hops in chat. All I'm saying, I was just feeling like my Windwalker roots, you know what I mean? Like back in Pandaria, I had that little tickle where I was like, oh man, the class, like, it still feels nice. It's still really smooth, man. Just like the way the rotation feels and the mobility. It's just, I mean, when they came out with the monk on that game, I remember I instantly fell in love with that class. It's been a favorite since with the shaman ever since. Anyway, yeah, I'm heavily considering making it my new like DPS alternate character. Steve just got home and he thinks it looks great and he's also happy you figured out how to stream it. Hell yeah, thanks Steve, I'm glad you like it, man. A lot of ways to go. I mean, the painful slow morphing of a giant painting. Could be fun for you to tune out for a few days at a time, and then when you tune in you'll actually see a difference. Yeah man, go for it. Hell yeah, I just don't want to ruin I don't want to ruin like your fun on the Mistweaver, you know what I mean? But I thought the double monk was fun when we did that, man. I thought it actually worked. I'm legit only gonna play like Mistweaver anyway. I mean, I'm legit only gonna play Windwalker anyway. Most of the time, like I always set up my bars on all the specs. Hey, what's up? But I will. How you doing? I always set up all my bars on all the specs, but I'll mainly just play Windwalker. I still love the Mistweaver, probably my PvP healer. Yeah, just haven't that much. Do whatever you want, man. Yeah, word. All right. Cause I know the double class thing sometimes doesn't work, but those do. Double mage is another one. Double mage works. Double monk. Double druid is probably another one that works well. Hey guys, real quick, I'll be right back. Alright. Just gonna finish up this palette, let it dry out. Having fun with this green area over here, gonna just keep adding things to it. Well, dope, man. We'll definitely try out some double monk. Or whatever. No. Honestly, even funnier and probably more fun would be Prot Pally Windwalker. I bet you Prot Pally Windwalker is good. Cause I have so much escape, you just like give me a bubble and I'll just go heal. Give me one word of glory, that's all I need. Maybe I'm all in on Prot at the moment. Yeah, that's what I mean. You seem to be enjoying the Prot Paladin, so. Which, chat, that means Protection Paladin, which is a name for a character in a game. I know my stream is always split between art viewers and game viewers, because I do both, so. There's a few people that hop in immediately when I do my Zelda rerun that I'm working on right now. I'm still on the Water Temple. But I just beat Dark Link last time we streamed, so which was nothing short of sad how hard it was for me to beat him. I must have died like 15 times. And I was being cheap too with the emulator, I'll admit, where I wasn't like dying and going back to the front door every time. Because with the emulator, you can literally like save it like it's Skyrim. You just show up where you are. And the Nintendo 64 wasn't like that. Some games would, but Zelda's all about those checkpoint save locations. Hey, Auntie June, what's going on?
Auntie June!
What's going on? Thank you. This is a large commission painting in the works. And when we do these kind of paintings on stream, we watch 5 square inches develop at a time. Doing myself some, I'm doing my future self good by setting up some of this grass over here. I'll thank my past self later. How you doing, Auntie June? You having a good day? If you can hear me over there. I know that will probably take like 15 seconds to get to you after I said it. But for you, it'll seem like I'm saying it right now. That's the funny part. Well, I hope you're having a good day. Here, it's like, feels like it's 75 out right now.
Yeah, we're in false spring.
Yeah, it's like lying outside right now.
Spring of deception.
The spring of deception, yes. By the way, there's a camera facing this way.
I gathered that.
Just so you know.
I thought of that when I walked in here. Just
It's a brief. Yeah, you're normally invisible, but there's this
invisibility of why not?
in this stream setup. There's one camera that exposes the other side of the room. I usually try to keep that blind, but all right. I don't want to make this whole area like the same bush, so I'm gonna stop here. But I did like how these came out, and these will immediately pop the second I get the highlights going. I thought it's just about to dry out here. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the black. I do have some yellow and red left, but it would open a can of worms. But I need to go for now. Hi from Uncle Steve. Hey, what's going on, Uncle Steven? Glad to hear and read, or hear. Glad to read that you're watching. Hope you're having a good day as well. We've been going now for about 3 hours, so. You joining the Scout Regiment? That took me a second. Yes. I have my ODM gear in the closet right now. I'm training with Captain Levi as we speak. We have an 8 meter and a 15 meter coming from the west wall. West Eldian wall. We gotta move soon. We have 5 hours. Gosh, I can't wait for that last half of that last season to come out.
Seriously.
I'm dying to see what happens. That was such a torturous spot to stop that show. Oh, see, I swear the lighting changed again. That's fine. It seems like throughout the day it'll take a few adjustments to keep it close enough. Why, you got a problem, bro? Are you a Marlian? Are you on the Marlian side? I don't know what side I'd be on. They seem to be both pretty messed up.
I think I'd just rather not be there.
I think I would just rather not be in that universe, yeah. It's pretty messed up stuff. Yeah, scary times in our history. What are you doing, guys?
We run around.
He was attacking Marcy. I can't save you right now, Marcy. I'm sorry. Hi. I'll give you a pet. I have paint on my hands, and you're a white kitty. I have dark paint, and you're a white kitty. I can't. Yeah, you can use my leg to hide from the other cat, but. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know. She's a very vocal kitty. Likes to tell you how she feels. She won't take no for an answer sometimes. He's gonna go call for help now.
Yeah.
Because no one's his friend.
Yeah. Kind of yell about how much he hates his life.
Our black cat does this like yelpy. It's like a howl and a yelp had a baby. That's like the noise he makes. And he does it when he gets mad when you don't pet him. And so that's what he was just doing. It's funny.
And also when we go to bed for some.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's his call into the night. So there's a joke where we say that he's tortured and gets no pets, so he's calling for help for someone to come save him.
Yeah.
Because he does it when he's upset.
Telling the neighbors about his terrible life.
Yeah, telling the neighbors that, you know, we don't give him enough love. Even though he's literally the most
So spoiled.
spoiled kitty in the universe.
He's sweet, tortured baby. Gets no love.
Anyway, I'm sorry if this is abrupt for anyone just hopping in. I'm so glad that Auntie June and Uncle Steven just hopped in. Good to see y'all. But you happen to hop in right when I'm about to end here. My palette just dried out on the colors that I am using. So I'm gonna call it there. I gotta go get my steps in for the day. I've been doing a new workout thing. Gotta go keep up with it, so. Good to see Oz, good to see anyone else hopping in that didn't say hello in chat. Be sure to like the stream, share it wherever you are. I'll be back tomorrow as well, working on this and maybe some gaming later, I don't know. I know I say that a lot, but it means it could happen. Dun dun. Anyway, there it is. I'm gonna back out of the way for a second because my head was in the way most of the stream. Another thing that's probably worth saying, I'm open to commissions right now, as always. And you can contact me wherever you prefer, via Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you follow me. Message me. The website, planetjokum.com, is not up right now because of a very large maintenance fee that I'm not paying right now. But it also wasn't doing me justice, and I need to find a better printing system anyway. But I'd rather go on kind of query by query basis, whoever reaches out to me. Anyway, have a great day, anyone who's watching. I'll see you later. See you next time. On painting, drawing of the day, whatever the heck it's called. I don't know what it's called anymore. See ya. Wrong screen.